Oh no, what did I do now, officer? Do you have any idea how fast you were going? I was going 33 kilometers an hour. I made sure to be less than or equal to the speed. The sign translates that your speed must be greater than or equal to 33.33 kilometers an hour. Alright, what's the fine? We need to spend some more time learning inequalities. See, there are an infinite number of possible solutions if you only needed to go faster than 33.33 kilometers an hour. You could be traveling 101, 132, 2096, 10,240 kilometers an hour, all the way up to infinity.
Now let's try solving some algebraic inequalities.
So this might look tricky, but you can solve an inequality algebraically exactly like you would an equation, except for when you're dividing both sides by a negative number. So here's our equation, 3x plus 2 less than 9x plus 6. We need to get the variable x alone on one side of the inequality, so we'll subtract 2 from both sides, right? Next, we subtract 9x from both sides, giving us negative 6x less than 4. Finally, we divide both sides by negative 6, and we get x less than negative 4 divided by 6. Whoa, easy, partner. Remember what I just said? When you're dividing by a negative number, you need to do something special. You gotta flip the sign of your inequality. Why would we do something that crazy? Fill in the blank with a number less than negative 5. You might have chosen negative 6, negative 7, negative 8, negative 9, negative 100. It doesn't matter. But let's choose negative 7 for the heck of it. Alright, negative 5 divided by negative 1 is equal to 5, and negative 7 divided by 1 is equal to 7. So, wait a minute. If you write it out, it's still 5 is greater than 7, which doesn't make sense, right? So in order to make this true, we need to do what? Flip the sign. Divide by a negative, flip the sign. Divide by a negative, flip the sign. On to the next row. How should we solve this inequality? Since the left side of the equation already has two y's, we should combine like terms. Distribute the 5 and 2 to the expressions inside of the parentheses. This becomes 5y plus 20 minus 2y minus 12, which can be simplified to 3y plus 8. The right-hand side of the equation becomes 5y plus 5 minus 1, simplified to 5y plus 4. Now subtract 3y from both sides. We get 8 less than or equal to 2y plus 4. Finally, subtract 4 from both sides. We get 4 less than or equal to 2y. Finally, divide both sides by 2, and y is greater than or equal to 2. Let's combine our skill of translating at the beginning with what we just learned to solve some more complex expressions. The police commissioner, the next town over, has a transcript of the rules of the road for the two main streets. Let's start with street number 1. The product of n and negative 4 is less than or equal to 12. We know that on the right side of the equation we have 12, and we start with a sign of less than or equal to. And the product of n and negative 4 means negative 4 times n. So our inequality is negative 4n less than or equal to 12. To simplify, we can divide both sides by negative 4, and we're left with n greater than or equal to negative 3.
Remember, it is not n less than or equal to negative 3, because you need to flip this sign.
Now we're going to do a bigger word problem together to really cement our ability to translate and solve inequalities. You want to rent a car for a week, but only have $750 to spend. The car costs $70 each day and 15 cents per mile. Assuming you travel for 10 days, how many miles can you travel? Okay, the right side of the equation would be less than or equal to 750 because I need the cost to add up to less than or at least the same amount as the money I have. Next, we know the cost of the car is split between two variables, miles driven and the days rented. We have a value for y of 10, so we can say 10 days times $70 a day is equal to $700 total dollars. Finally, $0.15 per mile is less than or equal to $50. So we divide both sides by 0.15, and what we're left with is 333.33 miles. So in conclusion, what we've learned is how to translate inequality word problems from algebraic form and solve inequalities algebraically. Remember, moving parts from one side of the inequality to another is the same as solving an equation, except when we divide by a negative, we need to flip the inequality. The link in the description will take you to more practice and expansion opportunities for you to expand your knowledge. Don't forget, inequalities is a 9th grade competency. You will be tested on this when you return. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe. Until next time, keep an eye out for those inequalities.